Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday, it's the 1st of September, new month, new mods. We've got no updates on console. I think there's one update on PC, if I recall, when I had a quick flick through. We're going to start with this. This is the American Midwest Man's Cave. 11.06 megabytes download, 25 slots, 140,000 to buy with some customization options too. This is by ikas. Now, I've changed the colour, and I would change the colour. Well, I'll show you. It's easier if I just show you, isn't it? If we go to here, click on it, and this is the building. If I change the colour first, if we go to our R3 options and we change our colour first, that'll make more sense with our changes. Let's go orange, and we go back up. So, options on this, we've got sides, you've got roof and trim at the bottom, you've then got roof only, or sides and bottom, and then you've got all. So depending on what colour choices you want, if you leave it on white, then when you change those, nothing will show anything, so you probably want to change the colour. And you can pick whatever you want from there. This is a curious one, because this isn't set central. That is set. I like the fact it kind of looks like a grain bin. That's pretty cool. Little porch area, but the door is offset. So it's, yeah, anyway, we've got this little entryway airlock type thing, I guess, for smaller vehicles and machinery. Stops too much heat going out, which you can open the airlock here. Bigger doors here into the main section. As you can see, this lighting on the roof is just nuts. Very cool though. Look. And that's the same on the side section. This side section, drive through, whether it's for vehicles, equipment, machinery, whatever you want to put in, it's up to you. Again, with the hexagonal roofing lights. This is cool. We've got a workshop trigger in here as well, although you find it under sheds. So it's repair and repaint here. And then we come over to here and we've got a lift, which is very cool for showing off your vehicles. And what I would say is, if you want to do any work on the underside of your vehicle, this doesn't work as well, because obviously the underside of the vehicle is sitting on the lift. Great for changing tyres or just showcasing your equipment and machinery. But that being said, if we go to there, elevator up. There you go, it does that. If we come into this side over here, also having lighting as well, which makes life a little bit easier when you come to your jet whooshing. So we have our lance here, the jet wash station, and then the man cave side of things is up here. This is the second mod in a few days that's had this as an option. Plants, of course, pool table. Anyway, pool table, bit of darts if you fancy a bit of darts, or just a chill out area in between whatever it is you might be doing. And there you go, that's it. The American Midwest Man's Cave. Next, I'm going to show these two together. They're both by the same modder. We have got the Beehive, 0.86 megabytes download, 11 slots, 5,000. I'm going to say GuiLaum, G-U-I-L-A-U-M. Is it GuiLaum? Is that how you normally say it in French? It might be GuiLaum. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, let's just say that. And then next to that, we got the Doghouse with Decoration, which is 0.64 megabytes download, 9 slots, 1,500 to purchase. So it's just the Beehive bit is here, but you get the shed and stuff with it. So it's Beehive with Decoration, and it's nice and cheap at £5 as well, which isn't too bad. Nicely made and detailed. You can't go into the shed; it is locked. We don't apparently have the key. And then the doghouse bit over here, again, doghouse with decoration, very nice. There's a few bits and bobs around here. Amber the dog has been fed. The dog was wimbling around somewhere. I did put that in just to see if we'd get any pallets spawning the time I was setting the rest of the mods up. We haven't yet, but anyway, that is those. We go into build mode, come down to our animals, and we go across to our bees. You will find the hive just there. Let's say £5. I suppose it's technically 3 of those, isn't it? So maybe it's a bit more expensive than doing that. But you get the decoration and stuff with it. Then we go across to our others. And there we go. We got our doghouse just there. No customization options. They come as they are. So that is the Beehive and the doghouse with decoration. Next we've got the... Actually, I'm going to show you in here. No, not in here. In here. If we come down to headers, we have got the CNH Varifeed TerraFlex 18 foot by Just Farming, 11.53 megabytes download, 7 slots and 6 slots, 5.5 meters each. So we have 2 of them, and they are just here. So there's our New Holland Varifeed 18 foot and the Case IH TerraFlex This one has an extra option, so we've got decals new and old. So that's old, that's new. And then we've got design standard or gold edition, so we'll go with the gold edition harvesters. And then we've got the TerraFlex, which has just got the decals old and new. And there you go. There's no header trailer that comes with this pack. That's how it comes, just like that. Next we're going to go into build mode and down to our decoration section, and we are going to decoration down to the bottom, just past all there. We've got all of these. This is the decoration rock, or sorry, decorative rocks, decorative rocks, by KONEPOJAT. Is that how we say it? I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. Again, I'm just looking at my notes, and KONEPOJAT, is it? Like I say, I do apologise if I've said that name wrong. Anyway, that being said, it is 53.6 megabytes download, and these are 2s and 1s on the slot count. So these are designed, well, for decorative purposes, for adding in decoration around your maps, landscaping around, and that kind of thing. And as you can see as we click on them, this little rock face here is made up of about 8 or 9 different rocks. And if you switch, I'll show you. If you switch off the, or you toggle the free mode thing on, you can then blend them together. So if you wanted to build your own quarry, I did that on Western Wilds, didn't I? Built my own quarry, fill it with stone, that kind of thing. You can do the edging and all that kind of stuff, which is very cool. And there's loads of different sizes. I'm not going to show you every single one. They're all 2 slots for the first ones, and then they're £20, euros, or dollars. So these are some of the smaller ones, like that. Then we get sort of slightly larger, and we get a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Whoosh, whoosh. Then we go to the big boy. And there. So let's say, for example, we do that, and I can just place that as it is, no problem at all. 20, bang. Now, if I want to place something like that, it will go over the top of it, and you can still place it on top if you want to. But if you want to merge it underneath, if I press triangle now, toggle free mode on or off, I can blend it in a little bit more before it goes up and over the top. It will still go over the top, but we can blend them together to get different styles of rock faces, different directions, sticking out the front, back, so it gives you the ability to make some really interesting, different, intricate rock faces. Again, how you want to go about that is entirely up to you, of course. Do that, like that, there we go. So, there you go. And then you can do and these do have collisions on, so you can climb them if you want to. There's no reason at all why when you pile stone up, it should pile up against it. It shouldn't fall through it, because they do have collisions on them. But the detail on them is absolutely fantastic. They have real, or they look like they have real dimensionality to them. It looks like the chips and crevices and the recesses are darker, and they're just really nice made with little bits of like moss growth and algae and stuff like that on them. There you have it. That is the decorative rocks. Next, we've got the Grain Elevator Museum. So if you wanted to have this on a map anywhere to build over time, if you're doing a multiplayer map or something like that, maybe setting one up for your friends, or or just for yourself if you fancy doing it. This is by KalifZerich. It is 18.73 megabytes download, 20 slots and 10,000 to buy. You find it in build mode and up the top, and then go across to our constructables. So that's where you find it. Now that, that I'm assuming is what it's going to look like when it's done, because on Riverbend Springs I didn't build it. I know a lot of people have. Now what I'm going to do is very quickly, it should come up on the screen if I remember to do it. You can go into the building, you can have a look around. There's stairs and steps, and you can have it's very cool. It's nicely made and detailed, as you might expect, and and then you bring all your resources to here, drop them off, and it will gradually build. Something I haven't checked actually, and I'm going to check. Bottom right, it should say wood beam and planks long. I'm going to grab a wood beam and a planks long, bring over, because I don't know whether it will pay you for these like a sell point, and it will gradually build it, or whether you just get it and you build it. I'm not quite sure. We'll just double check that in a second. And then over time you build it, and then it's done. Now it requires, in total, it's only asking for those at the moment, but in total 36,000 litres of wood beam, 48,000 litres of boards, 72,000 litres of planks, 12,000 litres of roof plates, 12,000 litres of prefabricated walls, 6,000 cement bags, and 6,000 of cement bricks. That's litres, not 6,000 of those pallets. 6,000 litres of each of those things are required. Bear with me a second. Let me go and grab a pallet of each of those and see if it pays. Well, one of them doesn't matter. I'll grab a wood beams. I have a wood beams. Let's see. Oh, okay. No, it doesn't. So some of the productions, and this was the same with the bridges on BR163, that Zero Oito's map. I guess because you technically own it, it's just basically the pride of having rebuilt it. Whereas on Riverbend Springs, if you bring stuff to it, and the same when you do the big playground, the pirate ship thing, you get paid for the resources you bring. It didn't give me any money for it, so this will just be a case of bringing the resources and building it for the sake of building it. So there you go, that's the Grain Elevator Museum. Next we have got, oh yes, over here, this, we've got the Gyrax G760. This is by Agridesignmodding, Nico, Do55 and Nathaël. It is 22.14 megabytes download, 12 slots, 7.6 meters, and it is a mulcher. You will find it in that section. Just there, 60 grand to purchase. We've got the option of lights, a light bar on the back of there, attacher type. So at the moment it's on 3-point. We've then got ball hitch, pin hitch, back to 3-point with a license plate option there as well. 150 horsepower required to operate this beastie. Unfold it. There's our lighting on the back. Really bright lighting on the back. You've gone for that light bar. And turn it on. Drop it down. And we are mulching. There you go. Straightforward, the Gyrax G760. I know I keep saying it. I say it all the time, and it infuriates people, but it's true. It is very nicely made. And detailed. You're welcome. Oh, we need to fold it. There we go. Let's fold that back up again. Next then, while this is folding, we've got the Horsch Pronto DC by Mat26, 13.79 megabytes download, 9 slots, 9 meters wide, and it is a direct drill as well. You will find it under Cedars, so we'll have a look at that now. Let's go to there. Just there, 104 grand. We have got ladder type 1, so in the middle, or to the side with a little gantry bit on it. Like that. Wheel setup adds an extra set of wheels at the front. Like that. And then capacity 5,000 or 7,000. I've gotten 7,000, which splits it 3,000, 4,000 between seed and fertilizer. No colour options, it comes like that. So it is a direct drill, so no need for cultivation if you don't want to. So especially if you're doing precision farming, finding those direct drills is always jolly important. So let's unfold it. Lights on it, indicators on the back beams there. Cover open. Turn it on. Oh. There we go. We are seeding at 9 miles per hour, direct drilling into stubble from the previous crop and weeds and all the rest of it, which is what it is designed to do. There you go. The Horsch Pronto DC. Next. Just over here. We have got the Lizard AT01 by ARM Team. 7.63 megabytes download. 4 slots, 1,000 to buy. That's all for the base trailer, which is pretty impressive. We've got the option of, with a capacity, which is 4,000 litres. £1,000 for 4,000 litres. Actually, just didn't want to double check something. Oh, I've got those folded, haven't I? We'll have a look in the menu. I can't remember if it had a rear trailer hitch or not. Or a bale trailer. And the bale trailer is an auto load. We'll talk about what that takes in just a moment. So if we come back up to trailers, and you'll find it just there. So let's say for £1,000. So it'll take all those crop types and things in its configuration like this. Switch around to the back. It does have a trailer hitch, so there's nothing stopping you from daisy chaining them together. So 4,000 litres for £1,000. Awesome. Or bale trailer. That's your choice. We've got wheel brand, Trelleborg, Lizard, back again. Under Lizard, we've got Spec 1, Spec 2. Cover yes or no. That's quite low, but if you want a cover on it. So we've got chassis colour, which does the underside. Main colour does the main colour, cover does the cover, license plate, rim colour does the rim, and license plate option on there as well. So I've got it in the bale configuration, and let me just double check the figures. Am I gonna read them all out? Potentially. So square bales, it'll do the really, really small square bales, 80s and 120s, 410 and 335 bales. Square bales, 180s, 18, 220s, 15, 240s, 12. Heston bales, the big bores, 8 of those. Round bales, 125s, 14, 150s, 14, 180s, 10. It'll do 2 round cotton bales and 1 square cotton bale in its auto loads configuration under bale trailers. So, come out of there. So we've got it on reset at the moment. So what we should do now is operating position. There goes our bales. Unload and unload here. Unloads them onto the trailer. They now have mass, and when we put the tension straps on, the tension straps will strap them down, and off we go to our destination, wherever we want to go. Very happy in the knowledge that we've got our bales on there. So whether it be square, round, cotton, small, large, whatever it might be. Undo the straps. What I will do is reset. Then we will do operating position again. Back to there. So if we now go unload bales, we've got L1 right stick side to side, right stick up and down, R1 right stick side to side, rotates. So whatever position you want to put those in for. I love it when you get a bale trailer that does this auto load that allows you to put down to the ground. Some will leave it there at the height of the trailer, which is not so bad with square bales, but with round bales, when you release them from this height, they tend to go all over the place. So having ones where you can actually bring it right down to the ground level like that and unload here, drops them on the floor, trailer resets, and off we go on our merry way. I'll say for £1,000, can't odds that really, can you? If you're just getting started, and if in bale configuration as well, because it's got tension straps, you can use this for transportation or transporting anything you like, which is brilliant. So yeah, you can't odds it really when you think about it like that. There you go, the Lizard 8001. Next we're going to whiz over to here. We've got a selection of weights. The third one of these, I think, is, for me, potentially today, the most important mod, I would say. You'll see in a moment. Anyway, we start with the Lizard Front Counterweight Pack by Kalderone and Tomas Yakowych, I think it is. It is 3.84 megabytes download, 2 slots and 3 slots. There are 2 of these, and it looks like this. I do have a curiosity. I have a curious thing with this. Let's go down to our weights. So we're going to start just there. So we've got the 750 to 1100 and the 550 to 750. Options are the same on both, doesn't matter which one you go for. It says type of space to be filled. And it says crushed rock or concrete. Which I guess that's what changes the weight, whether you've gone crushed rock or you can't actually see the crushed rock, or I guess crushed rock has more spaces in between, therefore is lighter. There's more air gaps, I guess. But yeah, you can't actually see it on the weight itself. Reflectors, yes or no. Flag stickers, we've got Ukraine, United Kingdom, Deutschland or Germany, France, Italy, USA, no. Brand stickers, Class, Deutz, Case, Challenger, Fendt, Valtra, JCB, back to no. Attach type on the top, we've got 1 and 2, just changes the attachment point for the top hitch. And then we've got design colour does the main section of it, and then the next design colour does the box above, and it does the weight thing. There's nothing that opens on it or anything like that. It is just like that. Next, we're going to look at this one. This is the Massey Ferguson weights. It is 0.8 megabytes download, 1 slot by Adub Modding, ABP team featuring Black Sheep Modding. It always says BSM, so I'm assuming it's Black Sheep Modding. Could just be another modder called BSM. Apologies if I got that wrong. Main colour, anything on that pallet? 2,500 kilo. It's a big old slab. It's like someone's filled a locker full of concrete. Anyway, that's that weight. And then the third of these is this one here. This is the one I'm talking about. So this is the Weight with Winch WWW800. It is 3.02 megabytes download, 3 slots by JMZ. So most things with winches are vehicles or trailers or various different things. We did have one in the TLX pack, one in the Phoenix, was it the Wrecker pack? I'm trying to think now, that had a weight So if you want a winch but you don't want to buy a whole piece of equipment, this is perfect. And it does give you a lot of scope then to do various different things. Whatever it, if you know, again, if you're just getting into logging, and you might have a grab on the front and have this on the back, so you can drag logs around and stuff. It will do 9 ton. The winch cable is 30 meters long. I think that's brilliant. Very, very cool bit of kit. Anyway, we've got 800, 900, and we go up in 100 kilo lumps to 1,800. We go there at 1,600. Then it jumps up to a solid mass there at 1,800, then back to 800. Main colour does that. Farm dog is angry. I'm not sure why. And then that one does... What did that change? Oh, that's if you go... Hang on, let's go to that. There we go. So you've got the weights. The second colour does the actual suitcase weights that go on the sides. Like that. It's really useful. Solid bit of kit. Let's say. Take that out to your logs, whatever it is. Sometimes, if you want to move other things around, I've found in the past, and this was an FS22 thing, once Silver Run came out and we had winches. If you're trying to move a vehicle or something like that, if the vehicle's got tension straps, all you have to do is get a log. If you put a small log, a branch, whatever it is, and you tension strap it to the vehicle, you can then use the winch onto that log, and then you can pull it around. It's a pity the winches don't work on everything. I think if you could winch to bales or to vehicles or... Whoa, okay. Not just logs, so you can actually winch to a tractor and pull it out of the mud. You know what I mean. Not the actual mud, but if you were going to simulate, I think that would be very, very cool. But the winches are cool anyway, and I just think that's very cool bit of kit. So that's the first one that we looked at. The Massey Ferguson one I didn't get out. I got this one out because I wanted to look at the decals as well, but also I wanted to see if any of the bits opened on it, whether it had a box that opened or anything like that. And this one, the front's the same. We've got a raise now lower. We've got manual raising and lowering on that, and tilt as well if we want to. But yeah, I really like that. I think it's a very cool bit of kit. Something so small but so useful. There you go. Now we move on to the Lizard GranMax. Just here. GranMax. 3125. This is 13.88 megabytes download, 7 slots by JDModding ARG. It is an auger wagon. And you'll find it just there. Options on this, 72 grand. We've got Michelin, Mitas, Big AT, Trelleborg, Lizard, back to Michelin, stand and wide on that. That comes like that. Big AT, stand and wide. Trelleborg, standard and standard 2. Then Lizard comes like that with the more rounded ones. Main colour does, you've guessed it, the main colour. Design colour does the cover. Rim colour does the rim. And it's an auger wagon. Does your auger crops, doesn't do everything, just your standard auger wagon crops, including seed and fertiliser, which is, I guess, is kind of pretty much a given. Cover open and closed. Pipe out. Once opened, it's fixed in place. L1, R1, L1, R1. There's no option for adjustment of the pipe or the nozzle on the top. It comes just as it is. I didn't say what the capacity was, did I? I do apologise. 32,000 litres. Too excited with what's going on. There you go. 32,000 litres for 72 grand. That's that. The Lizard GranMax. Next we move on to this just here, or well, it is this, but there's a couple of options. This is the MAN TGE Flatbed by SoSi-Modding. It is 14.46 megabytes download and 9 slots. As you can see, we've got an option here for farewell. So the Fire Brigade version, and if you go for the Fire Brigade version, you get blue lights on the top, not orange lights. Plus, it does have a siren on it, which I'll show you in just a moment. If you go for the other option, it gives you orange lights. If you want the orange lights, you don't have to have beacons on there at all if you don't want to. So more of a construction type vehicle. If you don't want any of that stuff on there and you just want it as a flatbed for taking stuff around, you absolutely can. You will find this under your cars and bikes, just there. So, standard or fire department. Like I said, with the fire department, you get the sirens. Or you get you do get the sirens, and beacons are blue, left, right, or left and both. Then off again. If we go back to standard, we've got the 2017 177 horsepower, and then the automatic. I went for the automatic. Warning markers, yes or no. Beacon lights we already saw in the other one, but it was construction ones on this. On the bottom here we've got full plastic black, full plastic white, default black, which is the bottom section, default white, or painted. So rather than plastic, look, the whole thing is a painted vehicle. Looks a bit more modern, a bit more fancy. Trailer hitch, yes or no on the back. Just on there. Main colour changes that, including the chassis, the whole lot, like so. And license plate option on there as well. And then, like I say, you can mix around with those colours if you want to go for the fire brigade version. And you know, the world is your mollusk. So let's jump in this one, start it up. If we look on L1, it says open flap. If I open flap now, it does the rear. If I go R1, I've got the option for tip side back, tip side left, right, or all. If I go for tip side all, and then we go open flap, it will do all. So depending on what you've chosen, rear, left, right, or all will depend. Tension straps on there as well. Closed flap will do that. Beacons. Then we've got R1 and toggle work mode. So depending on how many times you toggle it will depend on the different sirens you get. Beacons off, then we go L1, R1, right stick side side. Opens and closes that door. Up and down, opens and closes this door. Interior. Very nice indeed. So yeah, if you're just looking for a flatbed, self-propelled trailer type doodad with a trailer hitch, there it is. With construction option, or again, not even construction, whatever you want to go for. There it is. I'm just showing you the mod. In my head I'm thinking of all the possibilities you could use it for, but obviously you can choose that. That's up to you. The MAN TGE Flatbed, which brings on to the last of the mods for today. Yeah, no maps today. And we've got this. This is the WS Liquid Manure Tank by LS Agra Ole. It is 3.05 megabytes download, 4 slots, 115,000 to purchase with a 4.5 million litre capacity. If we go airborne, you will see it just here. I have got some in it already. Now, this gives you option for putting in and taking out. So sometimes you get the extensions and stuff that will go by cow and pig bones, and they will just, when the animals are producing slurry, it goes into them. This one you can put anywhere you like, put in, take out to your heart's content. But it comes with a warning. This will only do slurry. I put slurry in it. I went away, got digestate. I brought digestate over. When I put the digestate in, it took it, but it transforms it all into slurry, regardless. So it doesn't store them separately. Like a silo would have multiple things in potentially. This will turn anything you put in it. So whether it's slurry, whether it's digestate, it will all be slurry. Because when I come to take this back out again now, it will only give me the option for slurry. So it has converted it over. I mean, that in effect, I'd never really considered it before. If I do my arrows either side, there's nothing shown for. And there we go. Then we can fill up. If you've run all of your slurry through a biogas plant and you've been paid and it's produced digestate as the byproduct, you could bring that digestate back to here, put it in, and you've turned it back to slurry, take it back to the biogas plant, run it through again. I mean, there might be a diminishing return on that, but you could do if you wanted to. I've never really considered that before because there's been a few that have done this in the past. I think, let me just double check, that's it for the mods, isn't it? I did say it was that, if that's it for the mods, and then suddenly I thought I'd better double check. Let me refresh the page in case anything's been added since. As far as I can tell, that's it, folks. I hope you found all this useful, informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.